What's going on, everyone? Nelson Chan from Hoopland. Today I bring you the sneaker review on the Air Jordan 33s. This is a really interesting shoe from the tech to the looks of the silhouette of the shoe. It is the first Air Jordan with no laces. This shoe draws inspiration of an astronaut spacesuit, which is kind of cool. It also has design elements of the Air Jordan 3. At first I thought the shoe looks ugly when pictures first surfaced, but then they started to grow on me more and more, and I actually think they look pretty dope now, especially on foot. Like I just mentioned, there are some pretty crazy tech in the shoe, so let's get straight into it. As always, we're going to start off with the traction. The Air Jordan 33 has a translucent outsole with the traction pattern of mini nubs. In terms of the traction on the Air Jordan 33, there are the good and there are the bads. The good is that the shoe grips the hard really well. You're gonna get the squeaks. They're not really like squeaks, they're actually more like screeches, so it is pretty loud. But having sound doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting good traction. But in this case, you are still getting pretty good traction on the Air Jordan 33. Sometimes. When I meant sometimes, first, it does a really great job when you're moving laterally. So when you're sliding side to side on defense, these got you pretty good in terms of the traction. The bad side is when you're moving forward, where if you're going really fast, moving forward or in a straight line, or when you're planting really hard for a jump, you are going to slip. I have had countless of times where I actually slipped and fell to the ground when I'm going by a defender, or if I'm, driving really fast, attacking the lane, whether it's the baseline or moving forward, or just like I said, driving by a defender, I would slip and fall to the ground. And also times where, I jump really hard on a plant, going for a dunk, I would slip when I plant my foot really hard onto the ground and lose my balance. It's because at this area at the top of the shoe right here, it has this gap from the 4-foot zoom unit sticking out, where the shoe and the outsole does not hit the floor fully due to the height difference. So like for instance, if I'm planting really hard on a drive and I stepped here, I would slip like this and fall on the ground. Or for instance, if I'm planting really hard for a jump, and then once it gets this area, it has that gap between the zoom unit where, this part of the area doesn't touch the ground. That's the issue right there, man. Because there's this one time where I actually slipped and fell, and then the dude stepped on my hand, and now I have a bruised hand. See, if the traction didn't have that issue, I wouldn't have failed. The dude wouldn't have stepped on my hand. Now I can't shoot. I can't dunk. Damn. But when you're putting pressure on the ball of your foot, or like this area right here, you're okay. You're gonna have good traction where it won't slip, but you don't wanna have to always worry about, always stepping on that right area where you're gonna get good traction or you're not gonna slip. Like, you don't wanna have to worry about all these little issues when you're hooping, because at that point you wouldn't be able to react the way you want to, given the defender or given to the offensive player, depending on what they're gonna do. You're gonna have to always worry about how you're gonna step onto the floor. That's just not good, man. Also, the outsole is not very durable. It's kind of similar to the Kobe AD NXT 360s where, you know, you have the little nubs. And there are a little bit of fraying on the 33s. I hooped in these indoors and outdoors, but they're not as bad as the Kobe's. Moving on to the materials, the Air Jordan 33 has a lightweight textile mesh upper with leather and synthetic overlays along with parts of nubuck. The mesh in the forefoot and toe box area is pretty soft and flexible, while other areas of the shoe is more firm and sturdy. The materials aren't very premium and they don't feel the best, but they aren't that bad. It's very airy and breathable up front, while other parts of the materials on the shoe feels pretty snug. For support and lockdown, it has an innovative fast fit lacing system that acts like a racing harness for your foot. There is a pull tab that provides extreme lockdown and a consistent fit across the entire shoe. And there is a flight speed plate for propulsion and stability. Okay, this is where the new technology comes in. Jordan Brand has implemented this fast fit lacing system where basically when you pull this tab right here, it has these cords or these wires that basically, you know, tightens up all around your foot, pulling the shoe together from the bottom up, locking down and securing your foot, which sounds crazy, but it actually works. I find this technology pretty cool on the shoe where, you know, when you just pull this tab, you just hear the clicking of the dial just locking down your foot. It's just like... Also, another area to lock down your foot is this red Velcro strap right here. Where you pull on it and strap it down, it pretty much locks down your foot on this upper area of your foot, whereas the cords up front locks down your forefoot on top of your foot. And basically, when you want to loosen up your shoe or untie your shoe, you pull this yellow loop right here where it says eject, and you hear this pop, and pretty much the shoe is just loosen up. You kind of have to wiggle your foot around and unstrap the strap right here and move the shoe around, you know, for the shoe to really like loosen up. The bad thing about this setup is that there's not much room for adjustments for your foot because it all works in one system. An example is that you're not able to tighten up or loosen certain areas around the shoe or for your foot like a traditional lacing system sneaker would do. Everyone has a different shaped foot, so the con for this is that you're not able to customize the shoe to your liking. For instance, if you have a skinny foot up top but you have like, you know, fat cankles because you sprain your ankles a lot, you're not able to tighten up this area and loosen up this area, or vice versa. If you're skinny in the ankles and you're super wide in the forefoot area, you can't tighten up this and then loosen up that. Just like when you pull on that tab, it works in all one motion where it just tightens up the whole shoe altogether. But the fast fit lacing system does work where it secures your foot. It gives you good lockdown in the forefoot and the top of your foot with the strap, but I personally prefer a traditional lacing system with actual laces. For cushion, the Air Jordan 33 has a Zoom Air unit in the forefoot along with a hex zoom in the heel. There is less foam around the zoom bags where it delivers underfoot sensation and room to compress and deflect. The cushioning on the Air Jordan 33, where do I begin? Let's talk about how they're super stiff. The Zoom Air unit is really responsive, but the bottom of the shoe is so hard that the bottom of my foot was aching so bad when I was hooping in these. I mean, just look at this shoe. I can like barely bend it. I have to like press it really hard for it to bend. Look, it's like not even bending at all. I also do not like how the Air Zoom bag protrudes out of the outsole. I don't like that feeling of like, you know, I'm stepping over something, or I feel like there's this piece right here that I'm stepping over. I'd rather have, you know, like a flat base where I feel more stable. Hence, that was the reason why I was slipping and falling a lot, because of the Zoom airbag was protruding, you know, making the height difference and this gap area where I wouldn't be able to step onto the ground fully and making a fool out of myself when I'd be falling and slipping. The bottom of the shoe feels bulky, and like I said, it does not bend or flex well, and you're gonna have to break these in for a long time for it to feel decent. The good thing is that it does have a lot of cushioning in the Zoom airbags where it gives you a good amount of impact protection. In terms of comfort and size fit, the Jordan 33 runs true to size as far as the length, but for the width, it is a little bit narrow, so for all y'all wide footers, y'all might have to go half size up. I definitely recommend y'all to try it in store, because the fit does feel kind of funky because the shoe is really snug at first, and then when you tighten up the shoe, you're gonna get some, you know, I wouldn't say weird, but surprising and different feel and sensation in terms of the fit. So highly recommend y'all try it on in store if you guys can. And as far as the comfort goes, I am gonna have to say the Jordan 33 does not feel comfy. Like I mentioned earlier, the bottom of my foot was aching so bad when I was hooping and testing in these, and also my arches were in flames due to the chafing in this area, kind of similar to the Curry 5s, but not to a crazy point where it would like give me blisters. But it does press against my arches a little bit, where it does give me a good amount of pain. As far as pricing goes, the Jordan 33 retails for $175. It is a very high sticker price, and especially for the amount of performance you're getting, I wouldn't want to pay that much for them. One thing I want to mention is that what if the cords or the wires broke, or if the lacing system has a malfunction where it doesn't work anymore? You're not going to be able to replace it like with a traditional lacing system where you could just replace the laces if they broke. So that's definitely something to think about if the shoe were to break on you. And for my overall rating for the Air Jordan 33, I am going to give it a score of 2 out of 5. I know that sounds very disappointing, because I truly am very disappointed in the Air Jordan 33, especially after hearing all the news of the new tech and how the shoe looks, and with all the futuristic aspects of the shoe. Definitely disappointing. The traction and the cushioning were inconsistent, where you had the good and the bads. The materials were subpar, and the comfort was a disaster. The only good thing about the shoe is how the fast fit lacing system is able to lock down your foot, with the cords and the strap. But even then, there is the con where you're not able to adjust and customize the shoe to your liking. What really sucks is that I put in a lot of effort in making the sneaker review for the Air Jordan 33. I try to make the intro, epic and dope and very big, thinking that the Jordan 33 is gonna be a really big hit. And it's just really disappointing that it didn't turn out that way. Well, there's always the good years and there's gonna be the bad years. We're just gonna have to move forward from this and expect bigger and better things from Jordan Brand next year. Thank you for watching that sneaker review on the Air Jordan 33. Like I said, man, I'm very disappointed on the Air Jordan 33s and how they performed. I was really expecting some good things about the shoe, from the new tech, the new design, and all the new futuristic features of the shoe. But unfortunately, they didn't perform as great as I wanted them to. But hey, that's what we're here for. We're able to tell you, the pros and the cons of a sneaker. That way you guys don't buy a shoe that doesn't fit well for your game. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have the Jordan 33. How well did it perform for you guys? Did you guys like them? Do you guys dislike them? Did you guys have any of the same issues that I had? And number 2, let me know what other sneakers you guys would like me to review. Make sure to check out these other sneaker reviews up here. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys like basketball, you guys like sneakers, or you guys just like the content that we have for you guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Also follow your boy on all social medias. All that will be in the description box down below as well. And until next time, Nelson Chan from Hoop Life, I'm out. Peace.